Hello everyone and welcome to Rogue Logic. Today is Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022, and I just wanted to talk about a couple things today. Yesterday I had my port removed where I was taking my injections of chemotherapy. I did ask to have it taken out as quickly as possible, and so I did have to wait through 3 successful screenings with a CAT scan to have my doctor okay it, which he did, and my oncologist, and so general surgeon took it out yesterday. So that is great news, and it leads me to what I first wanted to talk about. It's 2 talking points, and they are related, so bear with me. The first one is mostly has to do with my original diagnosis of cancer, and the original direction it was going was that I was making a will, and I had about 3 to 6 months. Now, this really woke me up to something that I had done all my life and been trained to do, which is people pleasing. And I just want to make sure everyone knows the difference here. I don't for one moment mean that you shouldn't be kind to people whenever you can, as I say at the end of all my videos, and I believe that. But there's a big difference between being kind to people and being a people pleaser. And I have to admit, if I'm completely honest, I still have a struggle with trying to balance that out, because I grew up watching a parent who that's what she did, to the point of martyrdom. And I'll tell you what it does. And what I did for many years was I always had this idea that I felt guilty for saying no to anybody. And this was mostly, people that I'm close with. I don't mean, strangers and things like that. But even then, sometimes I almost felt like, yeah, someone asked me to do something, I need to do it. Well, the best analogy that I have for this really comes from my therapist, who brought this up years ago and occasionally mentions it again. As a mother's instinct on an airplane, if there was some trouble or a lot of turbulence, is to take the oxygen mask and put it on her child first. The problem is that you need to take care of yourself first so you can take care of your child. So the correct thing to do is to take care of putting that oxygen mask on yourself first. And this is really important, because what happens when you're a people pleaser is you grow resentment and eventually hatred for the people that you're doing these things for. And if you think about it logically, yes, I got that in there, you're doing it. You're the one responsible for this. Now, do people get to a point where they're taking advantage of you and they know you're going to say yes? They sure do. So, okay, that's maybe true, but the problem is it's still on you. You have to take the full blame for this. And I have, especially since I got through my cancer, and I've had 3 good CAT scans, and been able to move on and really have a shot at having a life. I don't do that anymore whenever I can manage to not do that. And I'm not going to give any examples right here, because I don't want to, I also don't like to hurt people's feelings, but there are people around me that seem to think that I'm going to do things because I feel guilty or I feel bad, or I always used to say yes, and it simply isn't the case. From my point of view, and I think fellow cancer victims, and I don't want to say victims, cancer patients who have survived and stuff, and well, any serious illness that is life-threatening, I think you can understand where I'm coming from, where there's a fine line between doing what's good and what you consider helpful to people you love and care about, and then just doing things because you feel that you're going to hurt someone's feelings or something, that's nonsense. And it completely is not a justification for you doing things that you don't want to do. So I hope that was clear. And the reason this carries me to point number 2 is because I feel at this juncture of our existence here in this country that I would be remiss in not at least speaking about, as often as I can, the insanity that is going on right now in our political discourse. Now, yes, I lean left, but I certainly don't believe in the far, far left extremism either, but it is not an accurate equivalency to what is happening on the far right in MAGA world. When you support someone who tried to overthrow this country's democratic republic, who has been a career criminal for his whole life, who has skated by on lies, bigotry, misogyny, and deceit, and who continues to laugh in the face of our system that is supposedly being is one that should be equal to all in its justice. Now, we all know that there are flaws in that, but it's this insane talking points that the Trump cultists have of, if this could happen to the president, oh my God, this could happen to anyone. No, it can't. Do you know why? Because none of us are president, and we didn't try a coup to overthrow our country. We aren't criminals. And criminals, you know, if you take the chance at criminal behavior, then you take a chance at getting caught. And if the president isn't accountable, then that really shows you that our democratic republic is dying. So where I'm leading with this as far as my health, if that were to happen in 2024 and we are stripped of our freedoms, well, I'm about 100% sure that my health care that saved my life will not be available to me anymore, and to millions of other people. Because let's face it, when you allow a fascist dictator to take over, whoever that may be, yes, I'm talking to you, Donnie, and you, Ronnie, you allow yourself to be under a rule that cares nothing about the poor, about minorities, about veterans, about teachers, about the LGBTQ community, about anyone other than extremely wealthy people and corporations. And when that happens, you think there's a problem now? Well, you're going to see a problem like you've never seen in your life, that I've never seen in my life and never want to. We are very lucky that we can speak out now and we can do something and still have a positive ability to change things in a country that allows for free speech, that allows for all of the freedoms we have of the press and so on. But when that is taken away from us, when books are being burned, when decisions are being made for over half the population and their autonomy of their own physical health and their bodies, this is the beginning of the end of democracy, or in our case, a democratic republic. You, and I'm speaking to the very far right now, not the people in charge, not the puppet masters, but the people that are most actually hurt by their beliefs. I'm talking about all of you people who are MAGA supporters and who are pretty poor or in the middle class and lower. They don't like you. They wouldn't spit on you. This is what they're like. So if you think it's okay that you want to take rights away from women and to have autonomy of their bodies and their health care, if you want to take rights away from gay and transgender people because you don't like them, if you want to have gerrymandering of voting systems so minorities can't get a fair vote, you'll get all that. But after that, fascism, they don't like something else, or fascism doesn't like something else. And that's this: they don't want their citizens to be armed. They don't want you to be able to read books that you want to read. They don't want you to worship a God that they don't agree with. So just so you're aware of it, they're coming for you eventually. Right now, you might be in that little place that you call a sweet spot of, well, I'm a Christian, and I am white, and I have my guns, and I have my property. Well, you know what? It's only a matter of time before they come for all of that too, because it's never enough for them. Ever enough. They will take everything that we have, and we will be living in the Orwellian 1984, but it'll be 2024. So, unfortunately, I wish I had a better outlook about that right now, but honestly, I think that if everyone other than the far, far right, and that means conservatives, Republicans, independents, Democrats, progressives, everyone in between, minorities, Caucasian people who care about their brothers and sisters, everyone pretty much is what I'm getting at. If you don't come together and do something about this, then we will lose everything that this country stands for. I cannot be swayed from that idea unless proof was given to me, and all I've seen is lie after lie after lie in an attempt to destroy our country. So with that rather grim idea, I'm going to be hopeful. I'm going to hope that people get their asses out there and vote and make sure that this can't happen to us as the great experiment and a beacon of hope for the whole world, despite our flaws. And I'm going to say, I hope we can do that. So be kind to one another whenever you can, which is almost all the time. Always be kind to animals. They are the best things that we all have, and they're a gift. And everybody have a great day. Peace.